Hey guys, it's me and Sketchy Hotel Lighting. Today's video is about something that I posted on my Instagram story a couple weeks ago. It actually might have been about a month ago now. I asked the question, what is something that you don't know about eating disorders and something that you want to know? And a couple of the replies were about support, and I think that I answered those within previous videos, but there was one question that really stuck with me, and the reason I didn't answer it is because I wanted to make sure that I had the right information. So I didn't forget about you, and this video is dedicated to your question. So one of the replies to my Instagram story was the question, how do I know if I have an eating disorder? I think I have one, but I'm not sure. Or something worded similarly to that. And I could have just made a video and told you my experience and how I know I have an eating disorder and all that stuff. But the thing is, every single person, even if they have the same diagnosis, has a different experience with their eating disorder, and that can be kind of hard to explain. So I wanted to make sure that I had facts for you to help you out. Also, more importantly than my information, you can take an eating disorder screening test at National Eating Disorders Association.org. That's in the NEDO website, and they can tell you, it's just like, it takes like 2 minutes or 3 minutes to do, and they ask you questions and you get your results like right then, and they can say, you know, we feel like you may have an eating disorder, but they can't tell you for sure, and they're like, go see a medical professional if you want to know more. And that's what I recommend doing because I'm not an expert. Yeah, but anyway, let's get into content. So, like I said, everyone's experience is different. So, some of these are obvious to everyone, some of these are a little bit less obvious, and they might only make sense to you if you have an eating disorder or you know someone who has one. Of course, dramatic weight loss in a short period of time is a factor that can tell you if someone has an eating disorder. That can also mean dramatic weight gain within a short period of time, or very obvious fluctuations in weight, and that happen frequently. Sorry, I got thrown off by the ghost. If you are making yourself throw up after meals, that's definitely a sign of an eating disorder. It is not healthy to do that. That was really condescending for someone who's had an eating disorder for 6+ years to say, sorry. But no, like, that's one of the more obvious signs. That's what I'm saying. If you are abusing laxatives or diet pills, you might have an eating disorder, because if you feel like you need to get rid of your food in that way, that is common for people who have eating disorders to do that too. Also, if you exercise excessively, and I think the way that you can gauge if it's excessive is if you feel like you have to do it and you feel like you can't stop. Like, maybe you have like a workout routine and you work out like 3 days a week, and then you do like weightlifting another day, and then you have a couple rest days. But in my experience, my exercise was compulsive when it was, I had to run a certain amount of miles every single day, or my brain would not stop telling me to do it. And it's about the voice in your head and getting it to shut up. That's when it's compulsive or excessive. You can have many problems, physical health problems, from an eating disorder, but I don't want to use these as ways to tell you have one, because it can be a long time before these things might even happen to you if you do have an eating disorder, so it's hard to say, but these are just some signs of someone that may have an eating disorder. If you are losing hair like crazy. Like you're in the shower and you're like doing your shampoo or whatever, and then like you're just like pulling out chunks of hair. That is a sign of malnourishment. If you walk up a flight of stairs and you get winded, malnourished. If you dream about food, oh gosh. Okay, this one is especially true for me, and it's not one that many people think about, but when I was in a state of restriction, so I wasn't eating, right? I would have, first of all, I couldn't sleep. That's another sign. You can't sleep because your body's trying to keep you awake so that you'll eat, because your body's like, you need to eat. And you're like, nah. But anyway, when I did sleep, when I could fall asleep, I would have these nightmares that I was eating food, right? I know, crazy nightmare. But like, I was eating McDonald's in my dream, and then I wake up and I'd be like, oh my gosh, calories. Oh my gosh, fries. Oh my gosh. And then I'd be like, oh, it's not true. It's okay. Yeah, that's not healthy. And if you're having dreams about food, it's probably because your body is trying to get you to eat. If you can't stop thinking about food, you crave whatever your body can get. Like, there's stories of people who have like eaten dirt. Like, I know that people say that when they're pregnant, sometimes they crave dirt, but when you're extremely malnourished, your brain is trying to get across that you need to eat anything, because your body cannot run without food. And so people will eat dirt, people will eat toothpaste, things like that. That's really, really extreme, and you may not be at that point if you're only just wondering if you have an eating disorder. Another thing is that you might have an eating disorder if you know the calories in absolutely anything without having to look at them, and you spend the majority of your day adding and subtracting, counting the calories in every single thing you eat and every single thing you might eat later all day long. That's probably a sign too that your eating habits are disordered. You can have heart problems, you can develop electrolyte imbalances from throwing up or using laxatives. Your body needs electrolytes, and if you're not getting them from food and you're also getting rid of them by self-induced vomiting or laxatives, then you might have heart problems and you might be very weak and pass out. If you have dry skin, really, really dry skin, and you don't typically, or you're not used to having dry skin, that's another sign. Those are all the things I have written down, but those are not all the things that can say you might have an eating disorder. If you wanted something more specific, or if you had like direct questions for me, I could probably get you an answer. I don't know, I don't have all the answers, but I try to do my research, and because I want to be informed for me, and I definitely want to be informed for you guys. So if you have questions, you could DM me, but I really think the best idea is to go to the NEDA website, National Eating Disorders Association.org. It's really long, but and just fill out the screening, and then if you have concerns, I would definitely see a dietitian or a medical professional. I hope this was a comment down below, or please subscribe, because I'm trying to get the word out there to people that you are not alone. You're not struggling alone. And if you have any ideas for videos that you want me to make or any questions, just hit me up. That's what I'm here for. So yeah, I hope that you guys are doing well, and I pray for you, and keep up the recovery work.